I woke up this morning thinking about the television show American Idol, and I'm sure everybody remembers it. As a matter of fact, it may still be on. I'm not really sure, but at that time, when it around the first few years, it took me a while to get into it, maybe a couple of years. But once I started watching it, I was absolutely amazed at what I saw. And I realized from week to week, these people would take their raw talent and they would transform just a little bit at a time. They would transform their raw talent into a strength. And I have been a huge fan and proponent of building on your strengths. And so many people spend so much of their lives building on weaknesses, trying to make this better and make that better instead of really focusing on their strengths. Well, American Idol was a show that showed us what can happen when you build your raw talent, and it is raw talent initially. You don't begin with a strength, but you begin with raw talent, and then you turn that raw talent into a strength. And what did we see? We saw them become starlets and stars. Now, they didn't all reach the same level of celebrity, but all the people on the show, you could see the transitions that they made. I mean, they had more confidence. They were able to brand themselves, and it was just, to me, it was an amazing lesson about building on your raw talent and turning your raw talent into a strength. So I began to think about it and wondered, okay, what are three of the things that they really did in order to accomplish what they accomplished? And the first thing that I realized was that once they were chosen for the show, they made a commitment and they had clarity about what they wanted. So not only were they building their raw talent and turning their raw talent into a strength, they had clarity about what they really desired for their life. And that's an important thing. You have to have clarity about what you want. The second thing that they did is they submitted to the price or the cost for what they wanted. They had to submit to mentorship. They had to be willing to learn something new every week. They had to struggle, with emotions and whatnot. I mean, think about having to come on a show and sing in front of all these millions of people and know those songs, know the words to those songs. I mean, it was really quite a challenge. But when you have clarity about what you desire and when you are committed to the point that you are willing to submit to mentorship, you're willing to work hard, and you are willing to learn, hey, you can get it done. And the third thing that they did, they embraced a new picture of themselves. They allowed themselves to see a new paradigm of who they were. And very often, I think this is where many of us we fall by the wayside, because in order to move from where you are in your current reality to where it is you desire to be, you're going to have to see a new picture of yourself. You're going to have to think differently about yourself. And they did that. And it's a great lesson. The show, to me, is a great lesson about building on your raw talent and turning that raw talent into a strength that actually can give you the life that you desire. So I just wanted to share that with you because it's a great example. And maybe some of you listening, you want a better life, you want something different than what you're doing now. Well, hey, you've got to discover what your raw talents are. And then you've got to commit to working hard and to building that raw talent into a strength. And third, you must see yourself with new eyes. You must develop a new paradigm. Hey, I'm Coach Diana D, and I am founder of Self Mastery Coaching. And that is one of my primary coaching goals, is to help people understand and recognize their raw talent, and then to help them turn those raw talents into strengths that can actually enable them to live the life they truly desire to live. I love doing that. So I thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.